One. Hello, everybody. Aether Salora here, bringing another interview for all you lovely people out there that want to watch cosplay photography and all other things that are related to cosplay entertainment, anime, video games, comics, etc. I bring in RM Photography. Go ahead and introduce yourself and all that other fun stuff. Tell us a little bit more about what you do.
Well, I'm Ryan. I am the owner of RM Photography. I am a cosplay photographer as well as a wedding, family portraits. Basically anything you can think of, I'll photograph it as long as you're willing to put up the money. And sometimes if you're not.
Right.
But I'm just a big geek. I like to, go out to the cons, and I figured while I'm there, I might as well have a little fun and do some cosplay photography.
There we go, my dude. And then what got you to actually want to come to the cosplay scene and do your photography?
So I'd been going to Gen Con for a couple years, and I was always awestruck by the cosplays that I saw there. And I always took just little snapshots of them. And I thought about it, and my friends were talking to me about it, and we're like, why don't you do full sessions for them? Why don't you just, set everything up and do a full session? So I thought about it for a little bit, and then the next con I did was Indie PopCon, I think. And I set up my first sessions there, and I've just been doing it ever since because I think these cosplayers put so much work into their art, into their costumes, that they deserve to have the best pictures they can get.
Honestly, I can vouch for that. Yes. It can come down to the makeup, the costume, the cosplay, the acting, everything about cosplay in general. If you're going full blown out, there's a lot of work to go into it, and mental and emotional fortitude.
Yeah. And I give a lot of these cosplayers props for some of the stuff they walk around in, like the armor and all that. Yeah. Roasting inside that. Or some of the girls that walk around in these Harley Quinn Suicide Squad outfits in the middle of the dead of winter.
Oh my god, we don't want to go outside.
To death.
We don't go outside, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
We'll take the skywalk at certain places, but if it's a quick, I gotta run over there. Ah!
Yep.
A lot of people think we're crazy. You kind of are.
Oh yeah, all cosplayers are kind of crazy.
And then I'll dress up in full black trench, all 5 layers in the dead hot heat summer of a cosplay convention. I'm like, I gotta stay inside, guys. I can't go outside. And if I start fainting, get everything off of me quickly.
Yeah, I saw one girl who was in full Samus armor from Metroid. And it was so hot out that the glue was melting off of her armor and it was starting to fall apart. I felt so terrible for her.
That's called battle damage at that point. And then we've got some people that are actually in the chat today talking, hey, glad we ended when we did. Sirens are going off like crazy. Oh, I'm so sorry, Lady Kage. Weather doesn't exist for cosplayers. It's worth it. Honestly, true. It is very true.
Yeah, it doesn't exist for me if it doesn't exist for them because I'll shoot them whenever they want. If it's a 110-degree day, I'm out there. Yep.
We'll just try and be as comfortable as possible, and most times when it comes to those armor, full heavy suit, it's get those blue wrapped towel things that keep you cooled down. All this, as long as you're keeping cool here in central area here, you'll be fine. Absolutely be fine. It helps so much. Stay hydrated too. If you got to make multiple pee breaks, it's best because then you're not keeping body warmth then.
Yep.
So yes, let's go ahead and move on to next questions as to how far back did you start your photography career?
My career about 12 years ago. The first thing I ever did was my sister's wedding. Talk about nerve-wracking.
I can agree.
But I've been doing photography since I was 13, so about 25 years ago. And sadly enough, it all started at Disney World. I was bugging my grandpa to borrow the camera, and he said, here, take it, shut up. And he never got the camera back.
Oh, gosh.
And so I've just been doing it since then.
Same camera?
Pictures. Huh?
Same camera, or did we upgrade to new equipment?
I've got a digital Nikon now. But I used his camera for a long time because it was a really good camera. It was a Cognac Minolta.
Ooh, at the time, yes. At the time, absolutely.
Yeah, back in the 90s and early 2000s, that was a good camera.
And then as your equipment experience, do you advise any type of certain equipment, not just the camera, but everything that goes into your photography? Could you break that down for the audience and viewers out there, or even ones who are watching this later? What kind of knowledge can you give as tips and helpful advice on what to be searching for? All types of equipment. You're going to be looking like your one-man moving studio robot suit at one point that's ready to be like, I am RoboCop type thing. So what would you say is best to go into financially, and if you want to go pro, what type of budgets are we looking at?
So here's the thing, and a lot of photographers will disagree with me on this, and I argue with them all the time. It doesn't make sense to buy a $6,000 camera if you don't know how to use the stinking thing.
Absolutely.
So for starters, I use a Nikon D3500. It's a very entry-level digital camera, but I get amazing work out of it because I know what I'm doing. I know how to set the shot. I know how to set the aperture. I know how to set the shutter speed. I can control all that. So I'd recommend for anyone who wants to start out with a low-end camera. Start out with the D3500s from Nikon or the low-end Canons.
Yeah.
And absolutely don't jump into the $6,000 camera if you don't know how to use a camera.
Oh, absolutely not.
But the more important part than the body of the camera is the lenses.
Absolutely.
You have to have good quality lenses, and you have to have a variety.
Speaking of, as a great example, let me grab it, because I'm even doing photography and other stuff too. I didn't even think about this until just now, but my group of roommates and I also, people see the Christmas pants. I'm okay with that. Even a wide angle to actual so many different things with the lens. A Kodak camera is not bad from Walmart.
Nope.
Great, amazing quality. Work with your budget. Absolutely work with your budget, but do the research. Absolutely. Would you say yes or nay?
Yeah, I prefer a DSLR over a point and shoot, which a DSLR is one you can change the lenses on.
Yeah.
Just because it will give you more variety than the point and shoots will, even with all their wide angle and their zoom and all that.
Like it can take so many things at once.
Yep, and you can put fish eyes on it and do all the fun stuff like that. And
it would be more prepare for what type of positions you as the photographer will need to be in when taking those angles, shots, positions.
And I've actually gotten up and stood over the cosplayer a couple times to shoot down towards them to make their character look smaller. You know, you lay down on the ground to make the character look taller.
Yeah.
You know.
Attack on Titans, essentially, for that one.
Yeah. And it's all about, angles and shutter speed and depth of field. And it's about what you can do with the camera, not what the camera can do for you.
Yeah. And then
but I also have some lights and stuff. I have my LED light that goes on top of the camera, and it's an RGB one.
Yeah.
I've got, sitting over here somewhere, I've got another big RGB one that I'm going to start carrying to cons. It's battery powered. It's cool as heck. It's a Nan light. That's what it's called.
It's called a what?
A Nan light. Nanlite.
I thought you said a damn light. I was like, whoa! Yeah?
No, it's a Nan light.
I was like...
But it's lightweight, it's portable, and it's going to go to cons with me now, and I'm going to use it as a backfill light.
There we go.
So, like, if you're cosplaying Psylocke, let's say, because that's one that I see around a lot. I see that girl at all the cons, the Psylocke.
Yeah.
I'm going to fill that to purple, and I'm going to shoot that on the wall behind her.
Okay.
So she has that purple backdrop, so it actually looks like Psylocke's environment a little bit.
Fair enough on that one, yeah. Honestly,
and you can do a lot of things with environment. You can do a lot of things with lighting.
Backdrops.
Quick lighting. Yeah, backdrops.
LED.
A lot of mine I shoot in locations around Indianapolis, even at the cons.
Have you thought about, if you have you actually looked into those like $100 light bulbs that actually change a different fluorescence? Like, you have a color scheme palette of light to choose from, where it could be like red, green, blue. You go to rosé, pink.
Yeah, that's what my big LED bar on my camera does.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, and I've worked with about everything. I've done sparkler shoots. I'm getting ready to do some smoker shoots.
Ooh.
Smoke bombs. I found smoke bombs that last 90 seconds, so it's going to be literally, hey, this is your poses. We're going to go through your poses first. Then we're going to detonate the smoke bomb, and you're going to do those poses, and I'm going to shoot as quick as I can.
Right? Honestly, in some cases, smoke bombs make one heck of a difference.
Mm-hmm.
And
I figure if you can use a white smoke bomb and put some colored light through it, you can do whatever color you want.
And there'd be YouTube tutorials I've seen in the past where you can make your own smoke bombs, and that's how some people get these different colors, and you're going to have to go with it. Just don't mess with gunpowder because it'll explode.
Yeah, I'm just gonna buy them. I found a site that's reasonably priced. The shipping's not bad. They're in California. They're gonna ship them to me, but I think that's set up for sometime in March. If you check my website, you can see when I have those set up. But I'm planning on scheduling a bunch of those. I'm gonna do 2 a weekend, every other weekend.
Okay, and then let's go ahead and see what Lady Kage here is saying. Ooh, what Nikon are you actually messing with? It's all in the photographer, not the equipment. Yes. Even as a cosplayer, I totally agree with you. And she models, so she knows what you're talking about. The actual details.
I actually watched her stream when you guys were doing
it. And then on top of that, out there for the cosplayers that are hesitant on photographers, and there may be new upcoming photographers, but on how they approach you matters. If you feel uncomfortable, just cut off the photos and move on. Go find someone else.
I always say the best thing a cosplayer can do is bring a friend.
Yes.
And if things don't go the way you want them to, tell the photographer. Because we're people too. We can't read minds.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, I can't read your mind. You have to communicate.
And sometimes we're going, oh yeah, this is going great. This is awesome. And the cosplayer's like, I don't like this. And you got to speak up. You got to tell us.
Right.
Because if you don't tell us, we don't know.
Yeah. How far do you want to take this, essentially, with what type of photos? But there will always be like, I'm not going to cross this line.
Right. Or even if you don't like the poses you're doing, you think the poses don't look good. Talk to the photographer. Ask to see them on the camera. Because sometimes what in your head doesn't look good, on film looks amazing.
Absolutely. Always be open to suggestions. Don't be narrow-minded as a cosplayer and or photographer thinking you're the best, when out there will be people who surpass what your expectations are.
Oh yeah, you're never the best at what you do is my rule of thumb. There's always somebody better.
And in some different kind of categories of skills and stuff like that, we'll go, everybody's unique. There's never an exact replica of something. You can copy and paste an image, but guess what? It'll break down over time because it's not the original.
Yep.
You can say third grade math papers of pictures where this is what your teacher has, and then you have this black, like ink monster looking thing as your pictures on there.
My favorite one for that is we were all out, and I went to Purdue for photography for a while, and we were all out for my class, and I stopped to take a picture of a video game machine. And the guy goes, "Why are you taking a picture of that light in the video machine?" I'm like, "In the video game." And I'm like, "Because it looks cool." And he goes, "It's going to look like garbage on film." So when we got to the classroom, I pulled it up and showed him, and he's like, "Whoa." He's like, "How did you see that?" And I'm like, "I just did." And I thought it would look cool on film. It's orange light against a black backdrop.
That always looks
cool. And it looked really cool. Because it was going through the grating and all that.
Yeah.
And there was enough dust in the air that you could see the light actually radiating out of the grate.
Ooh, and see, little things like that make a huge difference when it comes down to actual photography. You have to experiment. You have to go out there. There are going to be people that question every little thing as a photographer does.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to take that as a grain of salt. Unless a cop shows up, then it's like, crap.
I only had it happen once.
We won't go into stories about it.
I was shooting out at night in the middle of a field. I was trying to do stars and galaxies and stuff.
I have been stopped for that too as well, even if it was in front of my own property. I'm like...
Yeah. Somebody like 3 miles away saw me drive out and park and called the cops on me.
Gotta love it, right?
And the cops showed up and were like, yay! I might have mentioned this before, but do you like doing con photo shoots, or is it more difficult to please a cosplayer? I love doing con photo shoots. I really do. I think they are fun. And most of the time you get the cosplayer in their element. So
I can relate to that.
From 15 minutes to an hour shoot, 15, half hour, 60 minutes. So depending on what the cosplayer wants to do, we can get a bunch of shots in 30 minutes.
Oh, absolutely.
especially if they know their thing and they know their stuff and they know their poses. And that's one thing I can't stress enough to the cosplayers. If you want to do a professional photo shoot, have some poses ready.
Yeah, if it's on the spot, we're gonna have to talk real quick. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't know what happened, everybody. Communication crash? Oh no. I'm gonna double check to see if it's mine. No, I've got good. Here, let me see if we can get him back on camera real quick. Redial. I'm having all type of technical difficulties today, everyone. There we go. I figured calling back was just easier.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm in the basement of the house, as you can see by the little window behind me.
Yeah. Well, that's where I am too. It's better for vocal and audio recording, honestly. When it's all soundproof, it helps amazingly.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like I said, the best thing a cosplayer can do is not expect the photographer to know everything about the character.
Just expect we don't know anything.
Yeah. So come in with some of the poses that they want to do, and some of if your character has a certain personality, let us know that. Because some of the favorite ones I've done were, my friend does Snowflake from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
And we did one against a metal wall in a parking garage that looked like she was in the trailer from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
So we left it yellow because we wanted it to look like it was in a trailer.
Fair enough, honestly.
Yeah.
And then as to other type of cameras I've worked with as well, we've got the Rebel T series. What's your opinions on something like that?
I don't really like Canon.
Fair enough.
So my problem with Canon is this: I don't like their lenses.
There's not that much to offer to it, essentially.
Yeah, I like Nikon's lenses better. I like Canon's operating system better, but I like the hand placement of Nikon's buttons.
Yeah.
So if I could combine all that into one camera, I'd be happy.
We have to dissect and make our own kind of camera equipment.
Yeah.
Or just add on with some sculpting clay or something to make it work.
Yeah. Oh, I've had a lens that I had to use duct tape to hold the lens button shut so it would actually fire.
Oh, Jesus. But let's go ahead and move on to some of the actual equipment. Oh, not equipment. Photography that you've actually done here. And I'm going to go ahead and get the window to this window over there. And we've got 5 folders here of things you've done where we've got Ryan Jordan we're going to talk about first here.
Okay.
I see that he's doing a Soldier 76 cosplay here.
Yes, he is.
Now, was this something that they made? Because this is not quality of the Spirit Halloween one that I've had before.
I'm not 100% certain if he made it or if he bought it.
Okay.
I can't remember because that was shot 3 years ago at Falls Park in Pendleton.
All right. Nice.
But he was really fun to work with. He really knew his stuff and he really knew his poses. And it was just a good time. We did a lot together with him. I've got 10 more pictures of him that I could have put up, but I just chose the best 2.
Yeah. And hey, sometimes those best 2 are the best 2 that you've got for it. And then we got the up close right here of him. Honestly, you can see the focus you can see where his eyes are. Let's put it that way. And sometimes cameras can't get that.
Yep. And the camera was trying to pick up the visor, and so I switched it over to manual and shot past the visor.
And sometimes the manual is the best actual option to go with, even if you want auto. Don't trust autopilot.
No. I use manual more than I use auto.
Yeah, you have to, honestly. And then going into the next folder we've got here, being that it's Chelsea Jackman.
Yep. The Bookish Princess, yes.
The Bookish Princess. And we're going to be looking at the one where she's sitting down on the rock with the water. And you can tell, this is crystal clear. I can even see everything that's with the water as the sparkles. As to that's natural, the splashes. Kind of got a question, did any of her books get wet?
No, we kept everything dry. There's actually about a 5-foot drop behind her. There's a waterfall right there.
I didn't even think there was, honestly. That's insane, actually.
Yeah, If you look right at the corner of the picture on the right side in the middle,
Yeah, right
you
here.
can see where it starts to waterfall over.
And let's see, as you guys can see right here, he's talking about right here.
You can see it's kind of dropping a little bit.
Yeah.
There's about a 5-foot drop behind her. It's a nice waterfall.
Nice. So going on
she was amazing to work with. Her bell is everything I would expect a bell to be out of the book.
That's actually good to hear. And were the books actually something more generic pick, or were they actually like the story?
I don't remember. They were her books.
Oh. Got some old books.
With all.
Uh-oh.
Everything. Push to the Pendleton Library. And I think it's connected again.
Nope, you're here. Yeah. It was starting to go like,
okay.
Boop.
But that was shot in the Pendleton Library. They were kind enough to let us shoot there.
Honestly, when it comes to libraries, always ask. Because most cases, even if it's a public area, fence off an area ahead of time. Let's put it that way. Like, hey, don't come down this way, please. We're taking some photos. And then Norm Martin here for the Paradox Studios.
Paradox Studios, yes.
Is that one okay to pull up?
Yeah.
Okay.
All these have been approved by the models.
All right, making sure, because sometimes it's like, hey, double check in. Is this one okay? Because I didn't look at the pictures beforehand. That's always like, oh, hey, I see shoulders. I'm like, is this one okay? Is this one PG-13?
Oh, yeah, it's PG-13. It's just a strapless dress.
And
but
this is
all these models and made sure they were okay with me showing their work.
And this is a Grell cosplayer right here.
Yes, it is. It's a Grell alternative cosplay.
Okay. Wearing like the CL dress with the Grell cosplay added with it.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. And where was this taken at?
That's actually just upstairs at the convention center. That's shot right over the railing. The railing is actually down about halfway, just below the picture.
Okay. And what convention?
Behind her.
What convention was this at?
I want to say Comic-Con or PopCon.
I hear that one a lot popping up. Like, not even a pun, like, I'm hearing a lot of people go to PopCon. I'm like, I might have to head there once I get a car.
Oh, it's awesome. PopCon is fun.
And then we got
it's
Stephanie.
One of smaller conventions, but it's still really fun.
Now, for the cosplay as what they were, was this Froggy from My Hero Academia?
Yes.
And the quality here, I'm going to go ahead and zoom back in real quick on this.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see the excellent quality, like, it's almost a perfect reflection off the surface. You can even see that the rocks that are down below there. You can see the reflection of the sun, even with, like, evaporation with the water. Just the fog's coming in naturally. The background is beautiful, but you can see, even with the natural, like, photography skills here alone, you can see, like, I'll try it. Ooh, excuse not zoom in too much, but you can absolutely see how good quality everything here is in the picture, everyone. It's just like, this is amazing. And the scenery for this type of character, too, it makes so much sense. Like, this is perfect. I love it. This is what I love to see.
And that's Falls Park as well in Pendleton. I can't shout them out enough. They are amazing. They let you just kind of wander around and do whatever you want. So Falls Park in Pendleton is a great place to shoot.
And then with the next one, I see that's Dear Corby, correct?
Yes, Dear Corby.
All right.
Or V or Vi or something like that. I don't remember.
Interesting.
What I normally call her. This is her Breath of the Wild cosplay. Her barbarian armor.
Wow. And this is not something you really see.
The last one is her Zelda.
Even her makeup there for the scar. Like, you can pick up all the little, like, I can tell you all the little crevices, details of something that I can just spot because how well the camera's picking up everything. And being a prop builder, I'm like, yep, this person made this. This is not something you can buy off the shelf, anybody. Just like
she actually won best prop at the show for her weapon.
I was gonna say the weapon's like, I won
made
so
that
much.
herself.
Woo! And then getting to the Zelda, like, you can even tell when she goes into her cosplay with even the ears right here. I can't even, your camera, like, she did a good job covering up everything there. That's just by far amazing.
If you've ever been to the Marriott East, that is the courtyard in the middle of the Marriott East here in Indianapolis.
Nice. Very nice.
It's actually, there's there's the wall, and
Yeah.
I'm sitting down here shooting up like this at her through the wall.
And it seems like you're just right there.
Mm-hmm. And I used a little bit of a zoom lens to do that. So
Yeah. And some people are questionable sometimes when they see the photos, like, are these people like really far? Are they really up close? I'm like, no, there's like a 20-foot drop right there.
yeah, it was about a 3 foot drop, but I used a zoom to get in as tight as I wanted.
Very nice, very nice. And then going on to other things as well with what we can talk about as to your con experiences. I did forget to ask, during COVID time, how how did that affect your business?
Yeah.
Yeah. Before and after. Like, 2018 was like the earliest we were starting to hear stuff to what it is now. How did that all affect you?
So I moved to Indy in 2017, 2018, somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah.
I had 2018. I felt like I was getting my traction back, getting going again.
Yeah.
2019 wasn't bad until COVID hit, and then 2020 I didn't do anything. I didn't want to expose people. I didn't want to risk people. I just pretty much kind of said, this year's off.
Yeah.
So I started at 2021 again, and 2022 I'm hoping to make a really good year.
Hey.
2020 I didn't make any money off cosplay photography. I worked at a bowling alley.
Gotta do what you gotta do, honestly, my dude.
Yep.
And at the time, I think if a lot of us, we didn't get those like stimulus checks or any type of income,
Yeah.
I think we would have been so much worse off. We would, I feel like so many people would have been doing more questionable stuff where we'd be rolling back to the ruling 20s, as I would say. And I was like, I hope not, I hope not, I hope not. Oh my God, please don't.
Yeah, it was a rough year for me. Prior to that, I'd been working at Teddy Bear Portraits, which is a daycare photography, and I've started doing that myself now. I've booked a couple schools where I'm going to do daycare photography to support the cosplay side of the business.
Yeah. Hey, like, even with what I have done with DoorDash, and I can't do it currently, as I don't want to go into that, but if I have to pick up other jobs, which successfully I am in interviews for right now as well, I got to make sure that, I want to support what I'm doing. I have to be able to be fully employed, but overall, I'll take whatever work I can get as well. Even when it came to cosplay, it got so exhausting with the commissions that I wasn't falling in love. I was actually hating cosplay.
Right.
And
my big thing is I'm very lucky right now. I work in a music store.
Ooh,
my boss
you're super lucky.
My boss is super understanding of the fact that in 5 years I don't want to be working for him anymore.
Which is, thank goodness you have a understanding boss.
Yep. And he's like, take as much time as you need off for this. If you don't want to work that day, if you need to edit, let me know. If you've got cons, let me know. Just let me know what you need and I'll make sure it happens.
And you don't hear that much anymore. You have to have people
my boss is awesome.
There's just, and that's the mental and emotional aspect that comes with the type of work that you go into. Like, you need the actual time to be put into for the type of anything of your field's work. It's insane. It even goes same like hand in hand with like video editing, or even like how I'm doing this right now. I'm not getting paid for this. I'm not asking for anything. It's literally I'm doing this at my own fruition to give back to the cosplay community as much as I can.
And I like doing this because I like to empower cosplayers. And I feel like the ultimate way to empower them is to let them see through our eyes how cool their cosplay is.
Yeah. And then seeing that we're just getting much love from Lady Kage. Gotta love the responses here. It's fantastic. Stuff that's gorgeous with the pictures that you're taking. Like, honestly, I love hearing feedback like that. Yeah. And I feel like most people will not understand until they get into that field of work as well, and seeing how much work goes into it. Cosplay is the same way, and if there's any negativity towards any of that field's work, it's like eliminate yourself away from that. Like, that's not a good crowd to be around. Get around the right positive people that you need to be around that can help motivate you. Like, the people who are around you that motivate others is fantastic to be around.
Yeah. And one of the things I always tell people is what you see me doing is only about a third of what I'm doing.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Because after I'm done shooting, I have to go home. I have to upload. I have to edit. I have to sort. Well, I have to sort and then edit. And then I have to do little bitty touch-ups on it. And then I have to upload it to the website so you can buy it or download it or whatever you want to do with it.
And that takes time. Like,
and it's all
patience.
It's hours.
And we're not talking about like 30 minutes
Mm-mm.
per person. Like, even for this video editing, I've already got 16 hours, not including all the times I've already talked to people. And if we take all the time I've done for videos, just for the 13 plus hours, quadruple that time.
Yep.
Like, just quadruple everything that you do. And it's just like, sheesh.
It's a lot of work. A lot of work goes into art. And people don't seem to understand that.
Because at the end of the day, if there were things that had to be eliminated purely from reality, they would eliminate art in a heartbeat. There would be certain things that they keep, but as much as what it's needed for,
yeah. And then they wouldn't realize how much they missed us until we're gone.
Right? Even like, you saw how Disney was? They're like,
yep.
We're freaking out. We need people to be hired on, like, immediately. Or, like, any other type of business is like, oh, now you need us. And there's so many things we could say about it's like, no, okay, so you absolutely understand now how much, like, this is needed. This isn't a side hobby, oh, go get a real job. It's like, excuse me. No. Who says that one day what you're doing now isn't a real job that will be in the future?
Mm-hmm. And it takes time to take a hobby from a hobby to full time.
And there's some people who are just darn lucky in this world. Immediately, right place, right time, right people. Those are like the special cases that you see on the movies.
Right.
And you still question, like, does this really happen? Just like, really? Okay.
And it's like me. I've seen photographers who come out and go, oh, I'm going to do all these digital edits on your photo. I'm going to change the backdrop. I'm going to change you. I'm going to change this. I'm going to change that. And people buy them. And I'm like, that's great, but that's not your cosplay anymore.
Nope. Trying to keep it as real. And that's what I try to
tell people when they hire me is, you're going to get your cosplay in an environment that fits your cosplay. Because we're going to look for an environment around downtown Indy or wherever the con is beforehand that will fit your character.
Right. I
don't have to go in and do digital background swaps. I don't have to go in and enhance this and that.
Right. I've done the photography stuff that you're talking about for people in the past. Mm-hmm. And they'll bring their own equipment. I'll drive them around as long as they need it to get the right type of, scenery. It could be an abandoned farm, abandoned building. It could literally go even into the fact that you're in front of a hospital. It could be stairway, it could be staircase, flower gardens, forest preserves, like things that people like don't think about. I've even taken pictures where people wanted to go around the sewer canals. I'm like, okay, let's go. It's just gonna stink a little bit, but let's see about no, keep it down.
Last year I did one on the rooftop of the parking garage across from the convention center.
Ooh.
The guy was dressed as Neo. And I thought the JW looked like the building where Neo had broken Morpheus out of in the first Matrix. So we went up there and we shot towards the JW.
That's dope, honestly. And sometimes even parking garages, oh my god, they are like the most fantastic. Like, you have until you go and like you have to explore. For other people to really understand, go out and play Pokemon Go and you'll know what we mean.
That's Pokemon Go right there, yeah. That's what I play when I go exploring for photography.
Oh my gosh. But it's so fun, and even being exposed to even doing, I'm going to go out and just like tell somebody, I need you to go out and photograph 20 pictures of these certain areas, bringing back about 200 photos, and they all have to be different spots, different areas. I need you to mark on the map and send, like it's a project assignment, like in college. They will tell you, you need to go do this. Yep. I don't care how long it takes, but you have a time limit of point A to point B. Get it done. We're taking this serious. Don't waste my time.
Well, it's like some of my college assignments were take pictures of light. And it's like, and then you just have to stop and think about it and go, okay, so what am I going to do?
Take a picture of the sun. There's one. Take a picture of the light bulb. 2.
Stoplight.
I was gonna say stoplight. You could be lighter in the dark, up close to somebody smoking. You could be like, the little VCR time thing. Get a picture of that, like straight up.
It froze again. Yeah, one of my favorite ones I ever did in college was I put my camera on a little click button timer.
Yeah.
Or click button shutter. I set all this exposure and stuff, and I went down into a stairwell on campus. That was a fire escape for the underground library at Purdue.
Yeah.
Put my hood up, and then looked down and started to walk up the stairs and snap the shot.
And you're
going to be had a big light behind me, so all of my front was blacked out, and you couldn't tell who it was. And it just looked like this menacing person coming up the stairs.
Oh, God. That would give so many people, like, nightmares for days.
Yes, but it was so cool.
Let's get into some Japanese folklore. White gown, black hair, coming up, and that would scare almost entirely anybody. And then you get me, that'll be like seeing that. I'm like, what's up? Cosplay?
Yeah.
Okay. Have a good day. Now, if I hear him coming at me, whole different ballpark. Like, what you want? If you need a friend, tell me now before I deck you.
Yeah, and I've had some cosplayers who don't know when to break character. And that can be a big problem, too.
Dedication.
Like the one guy who was dressed as the Riddler last year who kept following me and one of my models around trying to make us understand that he was the Riddler.
Oh, that's
from the
uncomfortable.
new Batman. And I'm like, dude, it didn't work the first time. Just go.
Like, go do your own thing before, like, we call the cops. Like,
yeah.
Oof, that had to be uncomfortable. Like, hardcore.
It was very uncomfortable.
And then gonna go ahead and move on to, you were talking about something when we were last talking in video about a package deal that you were mentioning, or what was it?
Oh, I think we were talking about giving away a package.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut until I hear more about it. I was like, it's interesting, but yeah, if you want to go ahead and tell the audience what your giveaway is, and you can tell the audience, I don't ask people to do this. This is up to him. This is up to them. It's...
Yeah. So what I want to do is either on Twitch here or in my Instagram.
Let's go with the Instagram, actually, because then you have a bigger, audience to really, like, boom.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to give away a 30-minute session at any con that I'm at. The 30-minute session gets you 30 minutes of shooting time, 10 images, and then you have a digital album that you have the option to purchase more images out of.
Okay. Actually,
I'm going to give that away on my Instagram. I'll put a post up after the live show's over, and we'll do that.
I was going to say, would you like to add it to the description here as well, or specifically to the Instagram? I feel like if
we
people
can add it to the description here, too.
All right, so we'll go ahead and make sure to
any
get that in.
cosplayer's welcome. I don't discriminate.
There we go. And I'm like, hey guys, stay tuned. I was actually advertising you like hardcore crazy, like, hey, this guy's got something as a giveaway later on, but you got to tune in on the Twitch stream to actually find out more about it, because we're not posting anything about it.
But it has to be at one of the cons I'm already at.
All right,
so
and we can...
Anime Central's C2E2 is out this year because it coincides with Gen Con.
Okay.
But I'll be at Gen Con, I'll be at Indie PopCon, Indie Comic Con, Origins Game Fair, Anime Crossroads this next weekend.
Are you coming to PeoriaCon?
I didn't even know it existed.
Yeah, PeoriaCon's next month. 2-day con. We got Larry Kenny that's coming. And then we also got the guy who does Flash Gordon. That's going to be there on Sunday only. It's at the Expo Gardens in Peoria, Illinois. It's very cheap. It's very fun. I've been to it, and it's just getting bigger and bigger.
I'll have to look into that. But, yeah, any con, if you look at my Instagram and you go back to my Facebook from there, all my cons are listed there.
There we go. And then how so will they be able to actually come across this giveaway that you're mentioning?
So what I'll do is I'll put a post on Instagram after we're done here. And it's going to basically say, tell me what your favorite cosplay is and why. And basically whoever I'm going to roll a dice. And whoever hits that dice number wins.
And then because somebody actually tuned in on here for the actual Twitch stream, being Lady Kage Cosplay, who actually I interviewed before here, I will introduce you both. I'll have some time if you both are interested in talking real quick. I can send you both each other's Facebook. She models, you photography, you travel.
I'm interested in meeting more models.
There you go. And then there was another one that was, her name is Hannah, which though she likes to be called Alice, uh, on one of my interviews. Hit her up sometime as well. She's in the Midwest area as well. Iowa, Ohio, Illinois, that fun stuff. But yeah, no, it'd be probably a good idea. I try to get people exposed. I'll send direct links to people as well. To like, hey, you might this fits your category of what you do. Yeah.
And I saw Lady Kage's work earlier. I would love to work with her. She has some amazing cosplay.
And I've met her at Anime Iowa. That's where last year I bartended, but before that, I was staffing as well. And honestly, she's very professional. We will both be like, if you're highly unprofessional, we will just be like, you're more of an associate or an acquaintance type. No, it'd be more of an acquaintance. Like, we really do strive to like, hey guys, there's a time and place for everything, but please be more mature as, we're in a public place, all that fun stuff. If it's partying, that's off screen somewhere else. But
yeah, the polo comes off when it's time for the nightlife.
Right, like that's our personal life.
Yep.
We're not going to judge you. Like straight up. Unless like there's some sacrificial type thing. Like, no. Let that be on a video game. Just like, oh. But RM photography, or as people can call you, Ryan is alright to say your actual name?
Oh yeah.
I always have to ask that, but
it's on my business card. You can call me that.
All right. So social media links. What can they all follow you on?
Instagram, RM Photo Lafayette, or is it? It's RM Photography Lafayette, I think.
Yeah, that's how I got your title.
RM Photography Lafayette as well, and I believe TikTok is the same thing. I only have one video posted right now, but I'm trying to get better about making videos every con I go to of the pictures I take.
Right, and it could be as simple as like, hey guys, I'm doing a little video editing of, just this is before, after. Simple things like that I see a lot popping up now.
Or even just slideshows of the pictures that I've taken.
There we go. And then Facebook, like you were saying, RM
Photography Lafayette.
All right. Any other things that you want to give shout out to as...
Definitely give a shout out to all the models I've worked with, especially the ones that we showed. Peridot Studios, The Bookish Princess, Ryan Jordan, Stephanie, and Dear Corby.
And with that, those are Instagram names that you were talking about earlier. So with what was on the stream, you guys can actually type those into an actual Instagram search bar for these people to find them on Instagram, follow them up, support them, give love, give shout outs, all that fun stuff. Is there any type of like charity work as well, or fundraising type things that you could mention?
I am working on something for Riley. I'm not sure how well it's going to go yet. I tried it in 2019, and the weekend it was supposed to happen, it was the weekend after everything shut down.
Oh.
But I'm trying to put together a cosplay and kids weekend.
Okay.
Where I can get some cosplayers to come out and pose for pictures with kids, and they book the sessions with them, and all the money goes to Riley Children's Hospital.
All right, and that's located as how to spell the name and location?
I don't know where it's going to be located at yet, but probably Falls Park, Pendleton.
Okay, in Indiana?
In Indiana, yeah.
All right.
It's about a half hour north of Indianapolis.
All right, then other than that, guys, please support Ryan here with his business. Follow him up on his social medias as well. If you want to help me out, just give a like, share, and, a follow besides my coffee stomach trying to burp every 5 seconds here. And as I say, if you guys all out there watching, and Ryan, if you have anybody else that would love to be exposed as getting an interview on here, it's free. I work with people. I'm very professional. And if I need exposed texts of how I talk to people, I will. Or I'll say, hey, here's actual examples. Here's the Twitch channel. Go take a look. See the examples. See what I talk about. See what we go through. And if there's any concerns, like... I ask if you want to do a voice or video call before even the session on a different day. I can do that.
And you've been awesome to work with, man. I love working with you.
No, I'm horrible.
Any of the cosplayers watching out there, if you're at a con with me, even if you don't book a shoot, if you see me out and about, stop and say hi.
Just like
I always do little one shots at in the hallways, and I put those on the website where you can buy them as well.
And then on top of that, things as to where you buy your stuff at, I guess. Where can people find these type of items?
Yeah. If they go to http://rmphoto Lafayette, LAFAYETTE.com, there is a button on there that says Private Galleries. You click on that, and there will be a bunch of little tabs up at the top that say different cons that I've been to.
All right.
And that's where you can go in to find your work.
There we go. And then on
but
top,
if you have a private session, you get a private gallery that nobody else can see.
There we go. And honestly, a lot of photographers like this isn't like, this is appropriate. This is literally like, this is your private session. No one else is allowed to actually see. This is an actual paid. Unless like you have the full rights of it. You talk with photographers.
And that's something with me too. I give out the copyright when you buy your pictures.
Yes, and I've worked with several other photographers in the past where that's literally how that goes. If you want this stuff to be advertised, you have to pay for it first. If you try to do a print share, there may be some issues.
Well, all mine are watermarked on screen.
There we go.
So if you try to do that, it comes with a big watermark across it.
Oh, absolutely, and that's good to hear.
But I do give out, like I said, with the sessions, with a 15-minute, you get 2 to 3 images free. With a 30-minute, you get 10 images free, and with an hour, you get 20 images free.
There we go. And honestly, that's a good deal, everybody. It's really affordable, and it's something I would say look forward to. Check out, find out, stalk Ryan if you need to at the convention. But, like, hey, at a safe distance, be appropriate about it. Then being like, I need you. I'm like, oh, hi. Who are you?
If you see me at a con, come up and say hi to me.
All right. And
I also put this out there for all my cosplayers, too.
But, yeah.
If you are a female cosplayer and you don't feel comfortable with something, if you see me around, grab me. Say, hey, honey, hey, dear, something like that. Pretend I'm your boyfriend, whatever.
Honestly, I promote that as well for a lot of people in the cosplay community. Find somebody, be like, hey, hey, brother, how you doing? Or, hey, sis, I need some help. Like, that's a sign that in the cosplay community, we understand that.
And I understand that because I've had cosplay friends come up and do that to me. They go, oh, hey, dear. And it's like, oh, yeah, I'm your boyfriend now. Cool.
Yeah. And that's not like to try and promote weirdness. No, that's actually like, that's ultimately the safe word.
Yep.
For a lot of people. And people don't know that. I mean, they don't know. Just simple as that.
That's a safe word. That's a trigger for me to know that something's going on that shouldn't be going on and to try to stop it.
Yeah. And other than that, thank you so much, Ryan, for coming on here today for the interview. I appreciate your time. I appreciate the work that you're doing, and we'll make sure to get every single one of those links in the description, and future YouTube video will be uploaded, and I communicate with people on a very professional level. At first, I wasn't even trying to actually... I didn't even think I'd be doing this, to be honest.
Neither did I.
Spur of the moment. You never know, guys. Chase your dreams, chase your random thoughts. If it's a little hobby, who knows? It might turn into a professional job in the future.
Yep.
And other than that, anything else you'd like to say to the audience before we all sign out?
Just thanks to all the cosplayers and all the viewers.
There we go, everybody. Other than that, thank you for tuning in, everyone. We'll get the information, like I said, into the description on Twitch here. Share, like, follow. Make sure to give everybody the love that you would want the love in return on a respectful note. Other than that, thank you so much for tuning in.